That's what May whispered to herself as she stood in front of the tall building in New York City, her hands shaking slightly, her heart beating like a drum in her chest. It had been a long, winding road to get here, one filled with quiet tears, impossible challenges, and a courage she never knew she had. May was born in a small village in China where the mountains stood like giants watching over the fields. Her parents were farmers, humble and hardworking, who never had the chance to finish school. They dreamed of a better life for their only daughter. From a young age, May was fascinated by stories from faraway lands. She would spend hours listening to old cassette tapes her uncle had brought back from the city, recordings of English lessons and fairy tales in a language she didn't understand but somehow loved. Every night, after helping her parents in the fields, May would light a candle and listen to the tapes. She mimicked the sounds, rolling foreign syllables in her mouth, pretending she was one of the brave heroines from the stories. Her village had no English classes, no tutors, no internet, but May had her determination and a deep hunger to learn. Years passed, and May never stopped. She borrowed books, watched pirated DVDs with English subtitles, and tried to catch foreign radio stations. When she turned 16, a volunteer teacher from America came to the village. His name was Mr. Collins. He was kind, patient, and the first native English speaker May had ever met. She asked him endless questions, eager to absorb every word. Mr. Collins saw something in May, something fierce and bright. He gave her a gift before he left, a small MP3 player loaded with English podcasts and audiobooks. May listened every single day. Her accent improved, her confidence grew, and slowly, English became more than a subject, it became her key, her compass, her lifeline. But life, as it often does, took a harsh turn. When May was 19, her father fell seriously ill. Her mother could no longer work the fields alone. May had to take on more responsibilities, and the dream of studying abroad felt like a fading star. She nearly gave up. What's the point of learning English if I can't even leave my village? She cried one night, her voice breaking. But then she remembered Mr. Collins' words. Language is more than travel. It's a bridge to people, to opportunity, to yourself. So she kept listening. Even when her hands were blistered from farm work, even when sleep pulled at her eyes, May listened. She repeated, she practiced, and she believed. When her father passed away, something inside May shifted. Grief turned into purpose. She applied for scholarships in secret. She sent videos of herself speaking English to universities abroad. She failed. Then she tried again, and again. After 2 years of rejections, a small college in upstate New York finally accepted her, with a partial scholarship. Arriving in New York was like stepping into one of the stories she had listened to as a child. Everything was fast, loud, overwhelming. At first, May struggled. She couldn't understand her professors. People spoke too quickly. She felt alone in a sea of faces. But every night, she practiced her listening again, watching YouTube videos, talking to herself in the mirror, repeating conversations she had heard during the day. Slowly, the fog began to clear. She made friends. She volunteered as an English tutor for other international students. She started writing stories in English, about her village, her parents, her journey. Her accent, once a source of shame, became her pride. It was a symbol of how far she had come. Then came the day that changed everything. During her final year, May was invited to speak at an international student conference. She stood on stage in front of hundreds, heart pounding, knees trembling. She took a breath and began, I never thought learning a language could save my life. She told her story, honestly, vulnerably, beautifully. When she finished, the room erupted in applause. Some people were crying. After the event, a woman approached her. She was the director of a global nonprofit organization that focused on education for rural communities. Would you like to work with us after graduation? She asked. We need people like you, people who understand both the language and the struggle. May said yes with tears in her eyes. Today, May travels the world, helping children in underserved areas gain access to language education. She shares her story often, not to boast, but to remind others that listening, truly listening, can lead to understanding, to transformation, to hope. And so, the lesson is this. Language is not just grammar and vocabulary. It's the voice of dreams. It's the path that connects you to the world and back to yourself. Listening isn't passive, it's powerful. It's how stories begin. It's how stories change. So wherever you are, whatever your struggle, keep listening. Keep learning. Your story is still being written. And maybe, just maybe, English will help you write your next chapter. End of story. English listening practice through story. Would you like this turned into a script format for voiceover with narration cues and scene ideas?